That is why you, the students, you have to gain this kind of quality from Guruji. The humbleness is the first. This quality you have to gain. And that is why all kind of quality like Hanuman, that is Dasya Bhakti, you will have to take this kind of quality, and then you will preach the gospel, the yoga, all over the globe. And Guruji will not forget you. You will always remain in the heart of Guruji. That is why in this auspicious morning, please think and please think that we will all preach for the, to preach the yoga, what you are learning, but you will keep your Guruji, Dr. Nagendraji, in your heart and his blessing. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, the voice of America is the voice of politics. The voice of India is the voice of spirituality and religion. That is India. Rabindranath Tagore said, Hetaye dadaye dubhav badaye. Everybody will have to come. Everybody will have to bend in this country, Bharat Desh, in order to learn the Indian culture and heritage. Ei Bharater Mahamaneber Sagar Tire. That is why it needs. And Acharya Swami Pranavanandaji said, India, forget not. You are the creation of saints and seers. Your religious institutions and social systems are created by the superman intellect of rishis. Each and every detail of your religious rites and observances, social duties and responsibilities are determined and ordained by the rishis. Renunciation, self-control, continence, and devotion to truth are the universal ideals of your Sanatana Dharma. Hold on those ideals, even on pain of death. In case you fall down, your resurrection is as sure as anything. That is why I want to conclude my short speech with the parts of, that is, Kathopanishad. Uttishthito, Jagrato, Prappo, Varan, Nibhadato. Arise, march on, go forward, till the goal is reached. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your enlightening discourse. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to let you know that we have been joined by our guest of honor, Shri Vijay Kumar Gogi. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for honoring us with your presence. Shri Vijay Kumar Gogi, one of the reputed and respected IFS officers, and now the director of Department of Ayush, Karnataka. For our international audience, the Department of Ayush stands for Department of Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. Shri Vijay Kumar, being from the Indian Forest Service, is a great boon as well as has been a great value to the Ayush department, as he has a wonderful understanding of the Ayush systems. After taking over the Ayush department, we are happy to let you know that S-VYASA has received a major developmental grant for the Anveshana Research Lab to the tune of about 5 crores to set up the state facility for the high impact yoga research. Thank you very much, sir, and I would request our Vice Chancellor, Professor Ramchandra Bhadji, to felicitate Shri Vijay Kumar. Our next guest of honor, our very own Shri R.K. Sinhaji, who originally belongs to Patna, Bihar, and now is settled in Delhi. He's a graduate in political science law, and he started his career as a journalist. He later on started the Security Intelligence Services of India for welfare of ex-servicemen. This company has grown into a large multinational with over 75,000 employees. Mr. Sinha is a social worker and a political leader too. He's associated with several voluntary organizations, including the Vatsalyagram and S-VYASA University. He's also the Vice President of VYASA. I request our Pro VC of S-VYASA, Professor K. Subramaniam, to please felicitate him. We are honored to have 4 international representatives amidst our presence today. The first being Dr. S-VYASA Khalsa, who's an associate neuroscientist of the Division of Sleep Medicine from Harvard Medical School, Boston. Dr. Khalsa has been engaged in basic and clinical research on the effectiveness of yoga and meditation practices in improving physical and psychological health for many years. He has also practiced, and he's also a practicing yoga lifestyle person for more than 40 years and is certified in Kundalini Yoga. He is the Director of Research for Kundalini Research Institute and an Assistant Professor of Medicine at the Harvard Medical School and at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. Dr. Khalsa actively works with the International Association of Yoga Therapists to promote research on yoga therapy and collaborates with yoga researchers internationally. We welcome you, Dr. S-VYASA Khalsa, and I would request Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra, to please present a memento. Our next esteemed guest, Dr. Christopher Garner, the Medical Director of KWA Klinik Stift Rotal of Germany. He has been a collaborator with S-VYASA for the past 10 years in the field of neurorehabilitation. Dr. Garner has graduated as a neurologist from University Hospital in Munich in 1991, and since 1992, he is the medical director of KWA for neurological and geriatric rehabilitation. And since 1996, he is in close association with S-VYASA and has been instrumental in installing yoga therapy in his clinic. Dr. Garner, thank you very much for being here, and I would request our Vice Chancellor, Sri Ramchandra Bharji, to present him with a memento. His Holiness Swami Jagadguru Amrita Suryanandji, we welcome you again, and it's a pleasure to have you again and again in S-VYASA. His Holiness is the founder and president of Yoga Portuguese Confederation, Portugal. He started his spiritual practices with Swami Krishnanandaji of the Shivananda Ashram. He proposed to the UNESCO and the UN for the creation of the worldwide holiday, first of its kind, towards inter-ethnic, inter-religious and intercultural day on June 21st. He's the author of textbooks Samkhya, the Cosmogenesis, Yoga and Chakras Sutra, the 7 main chakra of yoga, and is the founder of Pashupati, which is an advanced traditional demonstration of the Omkara, choir and orchestra of the institution that he presides. We welcome you, Swamiji, and thank you so much for your presence. I request our Vice Chancellor to please present him with a memento. Our next dignitary, Mr. Pascal from France. He's been an ambassador of yoga from France, and he has his own yoga company where he conducts regular training programs for managers and executives. He has been associated with our university, S-VYASA, for the past 2 years as part of his PhD degree program in the field of yoga and leadership. Thank you, Mr. Pascal, for coming in, and I'd request our Chancellor and Vice Chancellor to please welcome him with a memento. I would now request our guest of honor, Shri Vijay Kumar Gogi, to please address the audience.
Chief guest of today's function, Swami Divyanandaji Maharaj. Guest of honor of today's function, Sri R.K. Sinath, Chairman, SIS Group. Our beloved Guruji, Dr. Nagendra. Mr. Pascal from France, Amrita Surananda Swamiji, Sajbir Khalsa ji, Dr. Garner, Professor Ramchandra Bhatt, Sudhir Deshpande ji, Professor K. Subramanya ji, and all the delegates who are here, and my brothers and sisters. Today, I feel privileged to participate in this function. I beg your forgiveness for my delay in joining the group. None of you have lost anything, but I am the loser. I could have heard Swami Divyanandaji from the beginning, so that my knowledge would have improved and I would have become a bit more enlightened person. I have lost something in today's evening. This particular event, which is being organized to know whether yoga can be a public health strategy for diabetes prevention and education. For sure, yoga can teach us many things because it teaches the art of synchronization of mind and body to achieve whatever we want to achieve. I believe universe is eternal, and any changes in universe are brought back to a balance because universe is a self-controlled, self-driven system. Man, to get his peace, he has to synchronize with the universe and understand the universe. Unless he understands the universe, he cannot synchronize himself. Probably, yoga may give some kind of guidance in this particular direction. I have got one question for myself as well as everybody. We all know matter neither can be created nor can be destroyed. If matter is constant, if it cannot be destroyed, it cannot be created, why at all we feel the shortage of material? It is probably because it is not available in our desirable form. In whatever form we want it to be in front of us, it is not available in that form. And that is how we feel shortage of matter. If this is the truth, who is trying to bring imbalance in this availability of matter in desirable form? It is only human mind which transforms material from one form to another form to make it available or render it unavailable. Probably all of us know entire universe is driven by energy. Probably all of us know energy cannot be stored. If electricity is generated, it has to be consumed. And if at all we store it, it is in a very limited form of some kind of battery. Beyond a small battery, we cannot store energy. But there is a wonderful mechanism in the world that is photosynthesis, and photosynthets are the only storable kind of energy. Probably wood and food. These are the two things which are storehouses of energy which are available for all life forms. If by our action, if we are reducing the quantity of wood and food and converting them into another form, probably which is not readily available for human beings, then probably we will suffer shortage of material. Why I am narrating this story is, in our quest for materialism, probably we highest way of using technology is creating nuclear bombs or something like that, which is a tool to destroy humankind as well as other co-living life forms on the earth. Whether yoga can teach us that wisdom, not to create such things. Whether yoga can teach us a technology or power to withstand a nuclear holocaust, or whether yoga will teach us that particular thing to keep our mind under control and try to regulate our activities in such fashion that human mind is not destructive. So, this is one way of looking at yoga in a larger context. But in day-to-day life, smaller issues also can be addressed. Certainly, I believe diabetes can be brought under control by using yoga. Let these deliberations of seminar or Inco-FIRA throw light on this particular aspect. Let this particular event guide the society in using yoga as a tool for preventing diabetes or reducing the effects of diabetes. Let this particular thing give a way of inventing further things like, no, why only diabetes? It can be a tool for every disease human has got, every disease human mind has got, every disease human body has got. I feel privileged by your invitation, Nagendra Guruji. Always we are proud to get associated with this particular university, and you have humbled me down by saying that the grant given by us is helpful to you. You are doing a great job for the cause of humanity, and whoever joins hands with you, they are blessed by God. So, in your this venture of trying to find some solace for human beings through yoga, yogic research, and other kinds of inputs, we all will join you, and our support is always there for your university as well as you. With these words, I congratulate all the participants who have gathered here in this noble cause, and I am sure the deliberations will throw better light for better future. I wish all of you all the best in your this endeavor, and with my thanks to organizer for having given me this opportunity, I would like to say thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Shri Vijay Kumarji. I would now request Dr. H.R. Nagendra, Chancellor of S-VYASA University, to give the presidential address.
What a delight it was to hear Swami Divyananji. We are so grateful to you for coming all the way from Calcutta amidst your busy schedule and be with us to inaugurate this as the chief guest of this function. We are very, very thankful to you and for giving this wonderful chief guest function. And we have our very close associates from different parts of the world, but 4 representatives have been put forth here. We have Dr. Garner from Germany. For many years we have been working together, and as a mainstream doctor and psychiatrist, he learned yoga, he learned Ayurveda, and have introduced both these systems in his wonderful center which deals with trauma and others. Similarly, Sadhbirji from the Harvard University has been a close associate, and he has been one of the pioneers in the United States to bring the yoga dimension into various aspects and conferences in United States. And should I talk about Swami Amrit Suryananji, our master yoga, the real yogi of times, and Pascal, the great management experts who have joined us for doing a PhD. Could you imagine that? And to all our delegate friends who have come from different parts of the world, I congratulate you for participating in this 20th Inkofira International Conference on Frontiers in Yoga Research and Applications. The special theme, as you know, is diabetic this time. As Dr. Naveen pointed out, we have a great concern in this country. Can we prevent India becoming the diabetic capital of the world? That has been our concern. We had one of the patients who came to our Arogya Dham. After 15 days, when he was giving his feedback, he said, I consider that my diabetes has been a boon for me. Everybody opened their eyes. What? Diabetes can be a boon? He said, if I did not have diabetes, I would not have come here, and I would not have got exposed to the great dimension of our yoga and spiritual lore, and how yoga can bring about that wonderful transformation. And his insulin almost stopped, his tablets almost stopped, his sugar levels came down. So I consider that diabetes a boon for turning from an era of science and technology to an era of yoga spirituality. Because these modern NCDs, including diabetes, have posed the biggest challenge to the medical world at large. Because they are not merely one-dimensional, they are not just physical. The etiological factors scan from the physical to the mental, the emotional, intellectual with a spiritual basis. And therefore, modern medical science, which is based on modern science, essentially is one-dimensional and physical. Therefore, you cannot solve a multi-dimensional challenge with a one-dimensional solution. That's how we come to pass that once a diabetic, ever a diabetic. Once you have asthma, you have to go on taking medicine for your life. Once you have hypertension, never think of a cure. If you have cancer, your days are numbered, have come to pass. With all the tremendous achievements that we have done in modern science and technology, building superstructures, building wonderful pharmacological interventions, very powerful interventions, and 5,000 types of surgeries which can almost replace every part of the body. And now we are rushing ahead and racing ahead to change even our gene structure by gene therapy. With all those tertiary hospitals and pharmacological and surgical interventions we have done, why have we failed to give a solution to these modern NCDs? And in nature, it gives us an opportunity to go to the higher levels of understanding. From understanding of the physical world, you have to go to the understanding of things which are beyond. Is there something like prana? What is it that we call as mind? Can mind exist without the brain? What is the difference between mind and emotions and intellect? Is there something like consciousness at the base of the whole being? These are the searches into which we are going ahead in modern science. It took 400 years for us to understand this physical world. We understand everything about the physical world, its structure and the laws. But now we have to go beyond to understand this. How long it is going to take for us to understand the subtler and causal dimensions of this creation? Maybe thousands of years. But fortunately, India has this complete wisdom base contained in our Vedas, in the Purva-Mimamsa and the Uttara-Mimamsa, and all the yoga texts. We have got the complete knowledge base of the whole creation. If only we can unravel this, bring it and make the packages to get the solution, we have meeting the challenges that come up. And this is what we are trying to do that here. And over the last 35 years, as most of you know, we have been doing a lot of research and we have published nearly 270 research papers. And these conferences help us to update ourselves and to bring about the researches that have been conducted all over the world to be brought to the forefront. And the objective of this conference is to have a brainstorming to see whether all of us can join together and bring synergy to see that we bring down that ill fame of India becoming the diabetic capital of the world. For that, we had to bring about suitable policies at the governmental level. We had to bring in all the industrialists and the pharmacological people to come together, along with all Ayush sector and the modern medical world. All of us should join together and see that we build a synergy to meet this challenge. Our Union Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad always has been emphasizing that we have to somehow solve this problem that India is facing. It's of great concern. And each time he comes to the Nimhans as the Chancellor of the Nimhans University, he has been emphasizing this, that yes, I'm going to go ahead to screen the whole population, and 16,000 crores of money were sanctioned to see that we completely scan the whole population and find out how much of diabetes is prevalent in India. Then I asked him, that's fine. So at present our knowledge may not be exact, it may be 4.5%. You may come to know that it may be 8%. Then what is the solution that we are giving? It's here that yoga and the Ayush systems have to come forward, at least as an add-on to the modern medical system, so that we march ahead together as a synergetic whole to solve this problem. So this conference essentially is to brainstorm and come out with very concrete proposals to the government, to the policymakers, and to the pharma industries, and all the people who are involved in making India not the diabetic capital of the world. With that purpose, we have organized this 20th International Conference. As most of you know, many of you come again and again. Every alternate years we have this Incofira, and it is the 20th Incofira that we are having. Earlier, we had the mechanisms of how yoga works with diabetes. And we have a lot of work that has undergone, yet we have to go a long way. With the grant that we got from our Department of Oil, Government of Karnataka, we are updating our Anveshna to bring in the molecular lab. We start understanding the in-depth understanding of the root causes and mechanisms of diabetes at the gene level, at the psychological level, and subtle energy level, and at the brain levels, and all such things, and being headed by Dr. Manjunath, also Dr. Naveen, and I should place on record the wonderful contributions of Dr. Shirley Tellis, who brought this entire thing to Prashanti and developed this wonderful research team. And thanks to her, we had two pioneers standing there, our Dr. Manjunath and Dr. Naveen, disciples of Dr. Shirley. And we are so happy that she is going to give a keynote day after tomorrow and expose us to all the research frontiers along with Dr. Nagaratna, who is heading this STM movement. Once again, I congratulate all of you for coming in big numbers to participate in various deliberations of the brainstorming that we are going to have, and particularly with the pioneers sitting here and sitting on the other part of the dais, we'll have something which is very, very fulfilling. And the Diabetic Expo, not just the Arogya Expo, is set up there, and probably you will have a lot of enchanting things. And this time in the cultural program, we have a grand show by Manik Sarkar, who is going to give us a fantastic laser show on life and message of Swami Vivekananda, and therefore we are looking forward to that. Soon after our dinner, we are going to have this grand program, which is going to be an eye-opener, and see how high-tech can be used to bring out the holistic message that Swami Vivekananda has given us. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Guruji. The monthly newsletter of Yoga Bharati International, which is an affiliate of VYASA International, would be launched and released today. I would request Dr. M.V. Raghuram, who is the chairman of Yoga Bharati International, to please come on to the dais and request the dignitaries on stage to release the newsletter. Thank you so much, Dr. Raghuram. Thank you to our dignitaries. I would now request each of our 4 representatives from different parts of the world to speak a few words on this occasion. I first invite Dr. S-VYASA Khalsa to please share his views with the audience.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and attendees, it's my privilege to be here again. I have regularly attended the S-VYASA conferences, and they are always very enlightening and informative. I bring greetings specifically from the International Association of Yoga Therapists, which is an association whose mission is to promote yoga as a respected therapy in modern medicine. This is an organization based in the United States with over 3,500 members. The organization has 2 journals. One is Yoga Therapy in Practice, and a PubMed Index journal, the International Journal of Yoga Therapy. The association also holds international conferences, and we have had now 4 conferences of the Symposium on Yoga Therapy and Research, which is a member meeting that promotes all of the technology that we have for yoga for a variety of different diseases. And I'm privileged to facilitate the Symposium on Yoga Research, which is an academic research conference dedicated to research on yoga. And we've had 3 of these conferences, and both of these conferences will again be held in 2014 in June and September. So I wish you all best wishes for a successful conference.
Thank you, Dr. Khalsa. I now invite Dr. Christopher Garner from Germany to please share a few words with the audience.
My dear audience, my dear dignitaries of the dais, I am very happy that I have been invited again since so many years by Dr. Nagendra to be here. I just arrived and I am happy to share these very important days with you. From Germany I can report that I'm very happy that Mr. Weber and what for me is most impressive, that yoga is a way to bring love into the mankind. And the first time when I have been here in 1996, I have seen and I have felt so much welcome feeling, so much love, so that every year, whenever I have the chance, I am coming to this place. And when I leave my home, all my co-workers say now he's going to his second home. Yeah? And this is very much true. And so I'm very happy to be here again. I'm also very happy, maybe some of you may remember my middle daughter, Malvina. She has been here doing a YAC when she was 16, about 7 years ago. And the semen of yoga has spread in her, so she is giving yoga classes now at her university, and she has started a doctorate thesis, whether yoga changes the mind. She is doing a doctorate where she has 40 students of her university which are doing MRI and CT scans before and a couple of weeks after yoga, and I wish that the results are very nice. So far from Germany, and I hope that we will have a very nice conference as all the last years, and thank you so much for your presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Garner, for your encouraging words. I would now request His Holiness Swami Jagadguru Amritasuryananji Maharaj to please speak a few words on this occasion.
A Confederação Portuguesa do Yoga saúda S-VYASA e o seu magnífico Guruji.
The Portuguese Yoga Confederation would like to salute the S-VYASA and the wonderful
Guruji.
Dr. Nagendra, the Guruji.
Saúda suas santidades,
Salutes your sanctities,
entidades oficiais
the official entities,
e todos os sábios presentes.
and all the wise men present here.
E saúda todos vós, meus grandes amigos.
And all of you, my friends.
Que melhor maneira de começar 2014 do que estar aqui?
Which is a better way to start the year 2014 than to be here with you
Nesta extraordinária iniciativa.
in this remarkable initiative.
O universo é um fantástico meio de criação da vida,
The universe is a wonderful means of creating life
mas também de a manter, e isso quer dizer manter a saúde.
and also to maintain life, which means maintain health.
Cortar essa ligação é estar-se doente.
To cut that connection is to be healed.
É como estar dentro de uma lagoa de água maravilhosa e pura,
It's like to be inside a wonderful lagoon of water,
pura,
of pure water,
e ter sede.
and to be thirsty.
É o que se passa hoje com a humanidade. A humanidade está dentro de uma lagoa pura no universo e tem sede.
It's what's going on today with humanity. It's inside a wonderful and pure lagoon, and it is thirsty.
Por isso, esta iniciativa é tão importante.
That's why this initiative is so important.
É voltar a ensinar a humanidade a beber água.
Is to re-educate humanity again, to teach her to drink water.
Mais uma vez, a Índia toma a liderança.
Once again, India is leading,
E Portugal, sabiamente, segue-a.
and Portugal is wisely following India.
Por isso, trouxemos o nosso departamento médico para esta iniciativa.
So we brought our medical department to this initiative.
E posso-vos dizer que o presidente da Associação de Diabéticos de Portugal
And I can inform you that the president of the Diabetes Association in Portugal
começou esta semana a praticar yoga.
started to practice yoga this week.
Queremos aprender convosco e vamos fazê-lo.
We want to learn with you, and that's what we will do.
Queremos que Portugal seja um representante da Índia no Ocidente.
We want Portugal to be a representative of India in the West.
Para terminar,
To end,
vou pedir o auxílio do Dr. Satbir Khalsa
I would like to request the help of Dr. Satbir Khalsa
para a entrega de um prémio.
to deliver a prize.
A Confederação Portuguesa do Yoga
The Portuguese Yoga Confederation
decidiu entregar e atribuir ao nosso querido Guruji,
decided to attribute to our beloved Guruji
Dr. Nagendra Ji, o prémio de International Yoga Grandmaster.
the prize of International Yoga Grandmaster.
E também o prémio Kailasha. Just a moment,
Just a moment, please.
Just a moment,
Just a moment.
please.
It's not over.
Kailasha Award. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Swamiji, and I'm sure India and S-VYASA would be very happy to join you in your endeavor to make yoga popular in Portugal. I would now request Mr. Pascal, who's come all the way from France, to speak a few words.
Namaste. So respected one, I feel very honored to be with you during this day and many times these last years. Greetings from France are greetings from Paris. Thank you in French we say merci. So thank you, merci for all. As a French citizen, I learned many things in India, from India still. And especially during my first travel 30 years ago, that sacred and daily routine are one. And every day in Prashanti, I am able to feel and see and share with you here that sacred and routine activity are one. And it's a great, it's very nurturing for me. And thank you for this. In S-VYASA, I'm happy to share many things with the teacher, with the students, and everyone has the opportunity to teach everyone. It's what I share also here. And the vision are all very big in S-VYASA, as we know, through all the great members who are the leader. But I like also to meet some students. And some students sometimes have such a big vision as develop yoga from every room to the universe. So I feel very inspired by all this vision equally. I take also the opportunity to meet some neighbors from Europe. So in Europe, sure, it will happen a European branch of S-VYASA. And if I can be a part of this branch, I will be very honored. In French, we have 3 words to try to maintain our cohesiveness, which is not very easy, but everywhere is not so easy. So these 3 words are liberty, equality, fraternity. Liberty, equality, fraternity, which are very human. And in France, we enjoy the humanity, especially at Annamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha. We are very good for these 2 kosha. Means we have a special life to enjoy. And liberty, equality, fraternity, so take this perspective especially. And I would like, in this special moment conference, I am sure that there is so many countries and continents represented here, to add 3 words. 3 words, I listen many times this word or some other very equivalent. These 3 words to add, the humanity we can keep, but to be more holistic, it is our purpose here. I'm happy to share with you 1 word, soil, our Mother Earth, how we can take care here and there. Soul, so no comment for soul, thank you for all the teaching, learning about. And society, and we are a society, and I hope that during this day, conference day, post-conference day, at the present moment, all the society we are joined all together, we still enjoy and expand. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pascal. I now invite Dr. Manjunath, Joint Director of Research and Development of S-VYASA University and the Chair of the Scientific Committee of 20th Inco-FIRA, to render the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and my dear friends, it gives me immense pleasure to be here and proposing vote of thanks on this inaugural day and inaugural session of the 20th Inco-FIRA. I feel greatly honored. At the same time, we had a great inaugural session so far, And one person we missed in this inaugural session, Sri U.T. Kadar, the Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Government of Karnataka, who was supposed to be here today to be the chief guest. Unfortunately, due to unavoidable circumstances, is not able to be, make it. So I take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare for accepting our invitation and giving his greetings for this inaugural function. I thank the Minister on behalf of S-VYASA University. Our chief guest, Divyanandji Maharaj from Bharat Seva Sangh, Kolkata, has really given us the directions from the ancient scriptures and mythology, which is being explored in many ways using the scientific tools at S-VYASA University. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for your message. It's a privilege to have Sri Vijay Kumar Gogiji, Director, Department of Ayush, Government of Karnataka, who readily accepted our invitation to be the guest of honor. Sir, your presence makes any of our function a great success. Thank you very much for taking this trouble and coming over here. Once again, a privilege to thank Sri R.K. Sinhaji, Chairman, SIS Group. Whatever his busy schedules are, whenever Guruji invites R.K. Sinhaji for any function, he readily agrees and accepts it. Today, it's our privilege to have R.K. Sinhajis who support all our major activities in this organization. Thank you, Sinhaji. Now a proud moment to thank my own Chancellor, Dr. H.R. Nagendra, the International Grand Master of Yoga, recently announced. In a simple word, the spirit behind whatever we are seeing. Okay, you go around the campus, all the activities and all the great achievements, what you hear about the organization is purely because of our beloved Guruji. It's really my privilege to thank my own Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramchandra Bhattji. Particularly today, a special thanks to our Vice Chancellor for the beautiful conference song. So it had a great message for all of us, and the special note what we always take from Ramchandra Bhattji is the puristic Sanskrit, what he brings out, and in such a simple manner, it can reach anyone. Thank you very much, Ramchandra Bhattji. Our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Subramaniamji. I am sure some of you have missed listening to him. You would have enjoyed a lot, but you will get an opportunity to listen to him subsequently. Thank you very much, sir, for being here and gracing the occasion. As mentioned earlier, our international special invitees, Dr. Garner from Germany, Dr. Satvir Kalsa from USA, Swami Amrit Suryanandji Maharaj from Portugal, and Mr. Pascal from France. They have been associated with S-VYASA for long, and they have been contributing in several ways to make yoga a socially relevant science. Thank you very much, all of our international guests. I thank our registrar, Dr. Sudhir Deshpande, who has been instrumental in supporting all the preparations for this conference. Thank you very much, Dr. Sudhir. I have few people to name who are here. Of course, there are several other important dignitaries and important people assembled over here. Though I cannot take everybody's name, at least few I would like to mention, particularly Krishnapaji. It's a great honor having you over here. I thank Dr. Nagaratna. Madam, everybody would like to see you. I am just representing the scientific committee, where Madam is as well the chair of the scientific committee. A special thanks to my own guru, my mentor, Dr. Shirley Tellis. Particularly Guruji, Dr. Nagaratna, Dr. Shirley Tellis will be delivering the keynote addresses, so it will be a great intellectual feast for all of you. Please don't miss. And Raghuramji, who is here representing Yoga Bharati, but of course, the guiding spirit for Vyasa and S-VYASA as well. Venkatramji, who is there all the time for the, any activities which just happens. And of course, my own friend, Dr. Naveen, who has given a fantastic welcome as well as an overview of the conference. I have to thank a few of our sponsors, particularly the Director General of ICMR, VM Katoj. He was supposed to be here for the program. Due to unavoidable circumstances, he is not able to make it. So it's our great privilege to have ICMR associated with this conference. Another organization supporting this conference is SDM Education Society. Padma Bhushan, Dr. Virendra Hegde, has sent his message and greetings for this conference, and they have supported this conference as well. None of our activities can reach anyone other than this campus if our friends from media and press are not here. They have been always of great support to us. Today, I am privileged, we are happy to have a friend from media, from different areas, print, digital, electronic media. Thank you very much for taking trouble and coming all over here to give the message of yoga. In advance, I'll be thanking all those eminent speakers who have agreed to give their keynote addresses during this conference. All the invited speakers who are going to be here in next 3 subsequent days to talk about this theme, and all the contributors for oral and post sessions, which you are going to witness in tomorrow and day after tomorrow. And particularly, special thanks to all the delegates who have come not only from different parts of India, but across the world. Thank you very much. Without your participation, no conference can be a successful event. Once again, I have to thank all our well-wishers because, as I said, I cannot take the names of each and everyone.